Hi, I'm Tiffany Goulet. I'm the university counselor here at the American Overseas School of Rome, and this is my 4th year that I've been at AOSR. Before that, I was a university counselor in India and in China and in Saudi Arabia. So this is about year 15 that I've been doing this job. So at AOSR, I think we're really lucky because we have this flexibility. We have the AP program and we also have the IB program. And so depending on how students learn and how they process information and how they present their knowledge, they can pick either of those pathways, whichever one fits their needs better. Sometimes there's other factors to consider, like which university system they're considering. But for the most part, we can base it on what the student is good at and where their kind of end goals are. So we have 2 counselors in the high school. The 9th and 10th grade counselor kind of begins the journey with students when they're picking their classes. And then about halfway through grade 10, they start working with me. And I help them really make the decision if they're going to go the AP route or the IB route. The beginning meetings really are just sort of talking about the pros and cons of each of those systems and giving them sort of just very shallow information about what different systems are looking for. And then starting in grade 11, I start meeting with the students first in small groups where we talk about different systems like North America, Europe, Asia. And then we scale it back so that I meet one-on-one with every student about every 2 weeks for about 10 or 15 minutes. And just sort of get an update as to how they're doing. You know, have you found a program? Did you figure out what you want to do this summer? Have you worked on your resume? So depending on where the students are at and where they're applying, I can really customize those one-on-one meetings so that I can meet the students where they are and get them to where they need to go. So one of the exciting parts about my job is that every day when I open up my email, there's a new program taught in English somewhere in the globe. And so really a lot of my job is getting that information out to the students and their parents so that they can see about this new exciting opportunity that's just happened. I think I'm really lucky in that regard because I get to learn about different countries and how they're approaching higher education. But I also think it's great for the students because there are so many different programs all over the globe. It does mean that I have to be very organized because there's constantly different ways to apply and different requirements and different timelines. But for the most part, it can be really, really exciting. The Italian government has made the decision that you can graduate from AOSR and go to Italian universities if you do the full IB program or if you do 3 APs. And so that's a great example of the way AOSR is set up to support our students because they have 2 different pathways so they can go to Italian universities. Some of the students get APs done in grades 10 and 11, and so then there's a little bit less pressure in grade 12. But no matter who the student is, we can normally find a way for them to access Italian universities. And the students that have gone to Italian universities after AOSR have really blossomed. Some of them go to really sort of academic universities, some go to very art programs that are very demanding, and across the board, they've really blossomed. Another amazing thing about this school is that I'm given the time to work with the students. You know, I'm not pulled to do other things. I am a full-time university counselor. So I have the time to dedicate when students are ready to either write their personal statements or their essays for the United States or to do interviews as part of their process. So I have students will share their drafts. I can meet with the students and we can sort of talk about how to approach it. We can go over the drafts word by word and kind of fine tune them as we go. And then as far as interviews go, which I think is a pretty impressive thing for 12th graders to do, is have these interviews. I can set up mock interviews with the students to meet with somebody who can ask the questions. So I don't personally do the mock interviews because I'm hoping that the students are too comfortable with me, but I set them up with somebody who maybe has the knowledge background so that they can ask them questions on physics or on law, which would be a much better experience for them to prepare for the actual interview. There's a lot of ways that you can prepare for these standardized tests on your own, and I present that to the students because a lot of our kids are driven enough to sort of prepare on their own on the weekends or over vacations. I do have some students who prefer to work with professional tutors, and so I'm constantly interviewing people who advertise themselves as being support for that. We offer some on-campus courses. So there are some online courses that we advertise. We also work with some of the other area high schools, and so sometimes they have programs and we advertise those to our students in case those dates work better for the students. So really, it's really a chance for students to figure out how they want to approach the individualized tests and how we can support them when they're doing that. A lot of the information, honestly, the kids are prepared for, like they know how to do these sorts of tests, but it's just kind of getting the butterflies out and talking more about the format and things like that. The first meeting that I have with grade 11 students and their parents is really sort of talking about best fit. I don't get caught up in rankings and what other people think is important for a university. I'm really trying to get students and their parents to understand that there are probably 100 universities that would be a great fit for your children, and we're trying to find those. And very, very low on the list is maybe how famous a university is. There are about 9,000 universities globally that teach courses in English, and so we just need to find 15, 20 of those which are a good fit for your kids. And that's what we look at, and to me, that's success. And normally, the kids and their parents at AOSR are very coachable. So when we start talking about this and the problems with ranking and that kind of stuff, they really very quickly get on board and understand that rankings is not the most useful way to look at universities. We should be looking at how do they approach teaching, where is the location, are there internships, do they have access to their professors, is someone going to pick them up at the airport and take them to the store so they can get what they need, is someone going to call when they're sick. Like, those are the sorts of things that we're looking for when we look at universities. And when you start talking to AOSR families, you can see that very quickly they realize that that's what they want for their kids too. So we have students that go to very highly ranked universities, but they don't go because of the ranking. They go because of the other things that those universities have to offer. I think the biggest part of our approach is, I have this open door policy. And so students can come in to me no matter what they need, wherever they are on this journey. If they're struggling with something, if they're having a problem, if they want to celebrate something, if they have a question, if they're just confused, anything, they can come into this office and get support. And I think that that's how we get these kids to sort of be their best, is because they can come in here with whatever crazy idea they're trying to pursue, and we figure it out together. We're a team, and I think that that's one of the best things about AOSR. And I think that's how we get our kids to really thrive and teach them sort of these life skills that they're going to take after they leave AOSR. I think that's probably the part that I'm most proud of.